Greetings, one and all. This is Tyler Has Words. We're going to do the best 5 TV shows of the decade. Of course, that means that it has to have started after 2010 and has to be more than 3 seasons. That way we can just get a pedigree established. And these rules, of course, are arbitrary and ridiculous, but this is my video, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, here we go. Number 5, Rectify. The story of a man released from death row after nearly 2 decades. DNA sets him free, but he still might be retried. Apparently, that's possible. Totally one of those good news, bad news deals. It's subtly and beautifully acted, dark, depressing, and slow. You may find yourself doubled over in emotional pain at the end of each episode, but it's sort of like the end of a good run. Yeah, it seems weird that God would make some things difficult and beneficial at the exact same time, but we know not his ways. So, the writing is truly unique and sparse. It's definitely the most philosophical show on the list. The meaning of existence and the way in which we connect to the world or concepts explored through the main character, Daniel. He's almost an alien interacting to his environment, and the people around him treat him in kind. It's a small cast, and some tense character exchanges make for some heavy stuff. There's sweet comedic moments, but these are primarily deep waters. It really is great. Number 4, Peaky Blinders. Gangsters in post-Great War Birmingham. Schemes and machinations on top of one another, misdirection, smoke and mirrors aplenty. The main character, Tommy, is brooding and cold, but of course, not fully understood. Sounds oddly familiar. He's got a code of sorts, where and when he can afford it. The sets and direction are slick, and this sucker is plotted with deft hands. It feels unlike a lot of other shows, like it was written by one dude in a room with an idea. Uniformity of style and flow is what I'm getting at. The old lonely at the top, rise from nothing routine should be stale and yawn, but this drags you down into the muck for a great time. Give it a few episodes. Tommy's got irons in the fire you weren't even thinking about. Number 3. Poldark, our monarchical overlords, are at it again, putting out quality programming. That's hard to say. Anyways, I say we break away at some point and make our own country and shows. Kidding. Go Crown and things. God save those people in their houses of unearned opulence. Long may they piddle. Okay, sorry. Let's get back. Poldark. It's an English soldier who comes back from the Revolutionary War to pretty much a life in shambles. His woman, land, and prospects have all gone south in his absence. Remember Robin Hood when Kevin Costner's got no accent and his dad is hanging dead from the ceiling? Well, this is that without the ceiling part or the lack of an accent. Really, it's an interesting look at a man with title but basically no money. He has to work to rebuild all that's fallen to tatters. There's a love story that parallels his man of the people character. It's all a bit ironic, though. Our quote-unquote average Joe is brave, smart, loyal to a fault, and ridiculously handsome sauce. Anyways, the main strength of the show is the titular character himself. You simply root for the guy. It's written well enough to make him flawed and heroically headstrong. Add in beautiful cinematography and a sneaky patient plot, and you've got gold. I didn't expect to love Poldark, but there it is. This is a case of expectations being subverted through competency and solid storytelling. Number 2, Fargo. The first season is fantastic. The second season is even better. The third season is weird and goes for it. Whew. Fargo is an interesting show in that it adapts a style and setting from the Coen Brothers movie, but not much else. These are stories unto themselves, quirky, and dare I say, better than the movie. The sheer oddity of the characters and situations gives a person enough just to stay engaged, but the plots are ingenious. You may dislike the good guys or relate to them, or you may change your mind completely by the end of the show. It's dark, brutal, polite, whimsy. I know, weird, right? I'm not sure it gets as emotionally deep as some of the other shows on the list, but there's nothing else like it when it, for straight up entertainment on the list. Number 1, someone said I was talking about HBO's shows too much, and I was accused of shilling. This disgusting piece of libel hurt my feelings, and I will be taking action to refute those vile, slanderous accusations. Anyway, my number 1 show is HBO's The Leftovers. 2% of the world vanishes for no discernible reason, but life goes on. Or does it? The show plays the situation absolutely straight. It's based in a regular town, regular people. Some try to bury what happened. Others can't move on. A bunch join creepy cults. The religious symbolism is heavy. This show can make a subplot about missing dry cleaning feel like an epic tale. It's great if you're binging or watching one episode. All 3 seasons are fantastic and have their own feel. Though the theme of loss and the struggle to find meaning and surety amidst peril runs through the whole thing. In other words, it's just like being punched in the face over and over. Trust me, though. Give it time. This is some art-level stuff. Short of reading, you won't find better storytelling. And who's going to read? Losers read. Anyways, have you guys heard about my books? I got I wanted to throw out some honorable mentions. Bosch and Justified are straight up. Longmire as well. Bloodline went off the rails, so we can't count that. And Nick. It's only the 2 seasons, but it was awesome. Black Mirror and Sherlock are movies, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. The Haunting on Hill House is money, as is Mindhunter, but there's only 1 season of those. We'll see how those things progress. All right, enough talking. That's all you need to know. Report back how I'm wrong or how I have a dumb face. I'm sure I missed something. I always do. But cheers. See you after.